Hi, this is Linda Welsh from Linda Welsh Realty Group at Compass. Thanks for joining me today. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that we've had a lot of questions about, because especially from new home buyers, because they're just not familiar with some of the terminology when purchasing a home. Here in Texas, at least, and probably in most parts of the country, very often we negotiate into the contract a residential service contract when somebody goes under contract. That is commonly called a home warranty. It isn't really a home warranty, it's really a service contract, unlike a home warranty perhaps with a builder on a new home. But in a lot of ways, they're similar. And that is contrast to your insurance, your home insurance. So we're going to cover both a little bit and some of the issues that you might have with a particular property or with getting your residential service contract and when that's appropriate. So number one, when you go under contract and you've got negotiated into your contract that there's a residential service contract that the seller is paying for, what they're really paying for is for you to have some coverage for that first year of ownership. And that's going to include your appliances, your systems, things like your HVAC, your water heater, your dishwasher, your oven. And it could be also expanded to secondary refrigerators or wine coolers, and certainly also to things like a pool. Pool equipment can oftentimes be difficult to deal with if you're living in an area that has hard water or a lot of heat. Things can often happen. And so it's a good idea, if you do have a pool, to expand your coverage, even if it's above what the seller's willing to pay. It's a good idea for you to include that in what you're requesting. This will be paid for at closing, and typically you can't go back a year later and purchase it, or 6 months later and purchase it. You can purchase it at closing, and then you can extend it each year, and you can pay each additional year as you go forward if you choose to do so. Now, what happens when you have this residential service contract is when you have an issue, you're going to contact that home warranty company, which is a residential service contract company, and they're going to send their own people out. You will pay for a trip charge. Usually that's around $75, but they will have to repair or replace if they can't repair the item. So in other words, if your oven won't heat to the right temperature or the refrigerator stops working, if they can't repair it, they're going to replace it with a like kind product. And this is a great idea for those of you who, are purchasing a property, especially one that's not brand new and you don't have those 1 and 2 year warranties in place for new equipment and new appliances. So always keep this in mind. There are times when some of these companies offer seller's coverage ahead of going on market, which is great. So if you're thinking about selling your home, think about getting seller's coverage. A lot of times it's free, and then you can transfer it over to the buyer at closing and pay for it at that time. So it could be a great selling feature to offer that. Now, of course, those items will have to be working at the time of inspection and closing. You can't go in and say, oh, well, the oven doesn't work, and now when I inspected the house and now I want to claim it. It's going to have to be something that was working at the time of the inspection and closing. In contrast to that is your homeowner's insurance. So homeowner's insurance covers other things. Homeowner's insurance will cover you in many cases for things that happen to your home, and that would be outside forces, loss from fire or weather, perhaps water damage. You need to check and see if you have flood coverage, if you're in a flood zone, and then, or even vandalism, if you had somebody that broke into your home, which hopefully will never happen. So far, we have not had that problem with any of our clients. If any of these damage or destroy a portion of your home, typically your insurance company will take care of that. But it's entirely different situation. One of the small situations that I wanted to touch on is, what if you own a condo? A lot of times, if you own an attached property that's in a condo regime, typically your monthly fee is going to be higher to the HOA. And the reason for this is that they have insurance coverage for things like the exterior of your home or the roof, etc. And so it's a higher monthly cost, but your personal cost for your insurance then would probably be lower. If you have a freestanding unit where you have your own roof and it's not an adjoining building, then chances are that your monthly fee may be a little bit lower than some of the joined properties, and then your what you would pay directly to your insurance company would be a little higher. So that's a little nuance that a lot of people don't know or understand. We can go into a little bit more about the pluses and minuses of buying condos at a later time. But again, this is Linda Welsh from Linda Welsh Realty Group. Thank you for joining me today. And if you have any questions or we can help you, please give me a call. I'll be here. Thanks.